Let me tell you something nobody else will. You are being judged right now. Every room you walk into, every talk you have, every quiet moment. Someone is deciding what you're worth. This is not mean. This is real life. And the sooner you understand it, the sooner you stop being a pawn and start becoming a king. Machiavelli understood this 500 years ago. The world does not reward good plans, it rewards value. Cold, clear, irreplaceable value. You are either useful or you are invisible. You are either needed or you are forgotten. There is no middle ground, so here is your choice. Keep living blind, hoping people will see what you could be, or wake up, make yourself into something they cannot ignore, and learn the old art of becoming untouchable. This is your beginning, the hard truth about your worth. Here is a truth that will hurt. Nobody cares about your struggles. Nobody owes you praise. The world is not your mother. It will not hold you, comfort you, or celebrate you just for being alive. Your worth is not decided by your feelings, your dreams, or your years of quiet hard work. Your worth is decided by one thing only, what you bring that others cannot easily replace. This is the hard math of power. Machiavelli wrote that people judge by what they see. They see results, not plans. They see strength, not what you might become. You may have a heart of gold, but if you cannot show value, you are invisible. And invisible people do not rise. They do not get respect. They do not build legacies. They just fade into the crowd, wondering why life passed them by. Stop asking yourself what you deserve. Start asking what you give. This is not being negative. This is being clear. The moment you understand that your value is a product, something you build, improve, and show on purpose, everything changes. You stop begging for attention. You start commanding it. You stop chasing opportunities. They start finding you. This is the difference between the desperate and the powerful. The desperate hope to be chosen. The powerful make themselves impossible to overlook. So check yourself with total honesty. What skills do you have that others need? What knowledge do you have that solves real problems? What presence do you carry that makes people stop when you speak? If you cannot answer these questions, you have work to do, not tomorrow, not next month, now. Because every day you stay average is a day you give power to someone hungrier than you. And trust me, they are always hungry. Being rare, the first rule of power. Diamonds are not valuable because they are beautiful. They are valuable because they are rare. Gold does not get respect because it shines. It gets respect because it cannot be easily found. This is the first rule of power that most people never learn. Being rare creates value. Being common destroys it. If you are always available, always excited, always saying yes, you have made yourself common, and common things are treated as throwaway. Machiavelli knew that princes who gave too much lost the respect of their people. The same happens to you. When you pour yourself out without thinking, you drain your own worth. You become the person people call only when it's easy. The backup plan, the safe choice, never the first choice. Learn to pull back. Learn to be careful with your time, your energy, and your presence. This is not about playing games. This is about understanding human thinking at its core. People want what they cannot easily have. They chase what moves away. They become obsessed with what stays mysterious. When you make yourself rare, you trigger something basic in others. Suddenly, your attention becomes a prize. Your approval becomes money. Your absence creates an empty space that others rush to fill. This is power without force, influence without tricks. Start practicing today. Do not answer every message right away. Do not go to every invitation desperately. Do not explain yourself to everyone who asks. Let them wonder. Let them wait. Let them realize that your time is not endless, and access to you must be earned. The person who is everywhere is valued nowhere, but the person who appears on purpose, who speaks carefully, who moves with intention, that person becomes magnetic. That person becomes untouchable. Be rare, be necessary, be impossible to replace. Silence as a weapon. Weak people talk to fill silence. Powerful people use silence to fill rooms. There is an old truth that the loudest voice rarely holds the most power. It is the quiet one in the corner, watching, thinking, observing. That is the one you should fear. Machiavelli understood that words are weapons, but silence is a fortress. When you speak less, you reveal less. When you reveal less, you become harder to predict. And the person who cannot be predicted cannot be controlled. This is the psychology of power that most will never understand. They babble their fears into the open. They tell their plans to anyone who listens. They give their enemies a map to their weaknesses. Do not be this fool. Master the art of holding back. When someone insults you, do not react right away. Let the silence stretch. Watch them squirm in the discomfort they created. When someone asks your opinion, pause before answering. Let them lean in. Let them wait for your words like water in a desert. This is controlled presence. This is mental weight. You are training the world to treat your words as rare and therefore valuable. Every word you speak should be on purpose. Every sentence should serve a purpose. Anything less is leaking. Anything less is weakness dressed as friendliness. Silence also protects you from your own emotions. Anger wants you to explode. Fear wants you to over-explain. Ego wants you to prove yourself. But the disciplined person lets none of these masters control his tongue. He breathes, he watches, he responds only when the moment serves him. This is not coldness, this is strategy. The world will test you with noise, chaos, and provocation. Your silence will be your shield. Your words, when they finally come, will be your sword. Skill over charm. Charm fades. Skill builds up. Too many people chase being liked when they should be chasing mastery. They want to be charming at parties when they should be dangerous in boardrooms. Listen carefully. The world is filled with smooth talkers who fall apart under pressure. It is filled with smiling faces that deliver nothing real. These people are forgotten the moment they leave the room. But the person who can solve problems, who can get results, who can do what others cannot, that person is remembered. That person is wanted. That person writes his own rules. Machiavelli told princes to be both loved and feared. But if you must choose, choose fear. In modern words, this means choose respect over being liked. Choose results over relationships. Skill earns respect that charm alone never will. So stop polishing your personality and start sharpening your skills. Become so good at something that your presence becomes necessary. This is the ultimate advantage. When you have knowledge others need, you are no longer asking for opportunities. You are granting them. When you can perform at a level others cannot reach, you stop competing and start deciding. This requires giving up things. It requires hours of hidden work that nobody claps for. It requires choosing discipline over distraction 1,000 times. But this is the price of power. Every master was once a disaster. Every expert was once clueless. The difference is, they kept going when others quit. Pick one skill that the world rewards well, then chase it with obsessive focus. Read everything. Practice constantly. Fail repeatedly. Improve ruthlessly. Let others waste years being okay at many things. You will become excellent at one thing, and that single edge will cut through every door that stays closed to average people. Emotional control. Your emotions are not your friends. They are tools. And like any tool, they must be controlled by the hand that uses them, not the other way around. Most people are slaves to their feelings. Anger takes over their words. Fear freezes their decisions. Excitement makes them reveal too much too soon. These people are open books, easily read, easily controlled, easily destroyed. Machiavelli noticed that people who cannot control themselves will always be controlled by others. This is the cold truth of power. The moment you react emotionally, you give control to whoever triggered you. The moment you show desperation, you announce your weakness to every predator watching. Emotional control is not about becoming a robot. It is about becoming the master of your inner world. Train yourself to pause before reacting. When anger rises, breathe. When fear whispers, watch it without obeying. When someone tries to trigger you, smile inside, knowing they have already lost. Your face should show nothing. Your voice should stay steady. Your body should show calm authority, even when storms rage inside. This is the mask of power. This is how kings act, while lesser people crumble. People will test you constantly. They will insult you to see if you break. They will flatter you to see if you soften. They will create chaos to see if you panic. Pass these tests by staying unmoved. Control also means letting go of outcomes. Work with intensity, but do not cling to results with desperation. The person who needs a specific outcome becomes controllable through that need. The person who can walk away from anything fears nothing. This is freedom. This is power. Feel everything, but let nothing control you. Be water, calm on the surface, deep beyond measure, and impossible to grasp. Smart relationships. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This is not motivational fluff. This is real strategy. Your circle either lifts you up or buries you. There is no neutral ground. Machiavelli spent pages studying alliances, betrayals, and the nature of loyalty among people. He understood that relationships are deals wrapped in emotion. This sounds harsh, but denying it does not make it untrue. Every person in your life is either helpful, harmful, or unimportant. The sooner you accept this, the sooner you stop bleeding energy into connections that give nothing back. Look around you. Who drains you? Who doubts you? Who secretly celebrates your failures? These people are anchors disguised as friends. Cut them loose or watch them drag you to the bottom, but this is only half the equation. Smart relationships are not just about removing the wrong people, they are about attracting and building the right ones. Look for those who are ahead of you. Look for those who challenge your thinking and expand your vision. Look for those who work with ambition, discipline, and hunger. These alliances sharpen you. Iron sharpens iron. Being average dulls everything it touches. Position yourself near power, near excellence, near momentum. Being close alone will teach you what books cannot. However, never enter these relationships as a beggar. Bring value before you ask for anything. Be useful before you try to benefit. The powerful do not keep parasites in their circle. They keep allies. Make yourself an ally worth keeping. Understand also that loyalty is rarer than gold. Most people are loyal only to their own interests. This is not being negative. This is watching. Do not hate them for it. Just factor it into your thinking. Trust must be earned through time and tested through pressure. Give it slowly. Take it away quickly when broken. Protect your inner circle with fierceness, but never let emotions blind you to betrayal. Even old friends can become new enemies when situations change. Watch patterns, not words. Words are cheap theater. Patterns reveal true character. Finally, learn the art of strategic distance. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts, your plans, or your vulnerabilities. Keep outer circles for networking. Keep inner circles small and protected. The person who trusts everyone becomes the person everyone uses. But the person who builds his network with precision, who gives wisely and protects fiercely, becomes a fortress surrounded by chosen warriors. That is how empires are built. That is how legacies survive. The art of walking away. The most powerful position in any deal, any relationship, any situation is the ability to walk away. This is the nuclear option that most people never develop because they are too desperate, too attached, too afraid of starting over. But listen closely. The person who cannot leave is the person who will always be controlled. Machiavelli wrote about princes who lost their kingdoms because they held onto alliances that no longer helped them. They feared loss more than they valued freedom. They became prisoners of their own attachments. Do not repeat their mistakes. Your willingness to walk away is not cruelty. It is the purest expression of self-respect. It announces to the world that you value yourself more than any single opportunity, any single person, any single outcome. And surprisingly, this is exactly what makes others value you more. Think about it deeply. When you negotiate from neediness, you accept scraps. When you stay in relationships where you are disrespected, you train others to disrespect you more. When you tolerate jobs that underpay and overwork you, you signal that your time is worthless. Every moment you stay in situations beneath your value, you are voting against yourself. You are telling the universe that you do not believe you deserve better, and the universe will agree. It always does. But the moment you develop the inner strength to leave, everything shifts. Suddenly, your boss offers more money when you hand in your resignation. Suddenly, the person who ignored you chases you when you stop pursuing. Suddenly, doors open because you stop knocking on the wrong ones. This is not magic. This is leverage, and leverage belongs to those willing to lose in order to gain. Build your walk-away power by creating options. Never rely on one source of income. Never depend on one relationship for your happiness. Never tie your entire identity to one role or title. Spread out your foundation so that no single loss can destroy you. The person with options walks differently. He speaks differently. He negotiates differently. He does not beg because he does not need to. He chooses because he can afford to. This abundance mindset is not about arrogance. It is about building. You are creating a life where you are never trapped, never cornered, never desperate. Practice walking away from small things first. Leave conversations that waste your time. Say no to invitations that drain your energy. Say no to requests that do not match your priorities. Each small exit strengthens your muscle for the bigger walks you will eventually need to take. And when those moments come when you must leave a career, a partnership, a chapter of your life, you will not hesitate. You will not cling. You will simply turn, walk forward, and never look back because you understand the old truth that Machiavelli knew well. Those who cannot leave the old will never build the new. Those who grip too tightly will always lose everything, but those who master the art of walking away become truly free, and free people are untouchable. Reputation as money. Your reputation arrives before you enter any room. It speaks when you are silent. It works when you are sleeping. It opens doors you never knocked on and closes others you never knew existed. Machiavelli said that reputation is the foundation of power. He was not exaggerating. In a world where what people think often matters more than reality, your image is your most valuable money. Guard it with your life. Build it with intention. Let nothing and no one damage it without consequence. Most people are careless with their reputations. They gossip freely. They break promises casually. They hang out with anyone without thinking about the cost. These people wonder why opportunities pass them by. They do not realize that their name has become worthless in rooms they have never entered. Word travels, people talk, and once your reputation is stained, cleaning it takes years of constant effort. Some stains never fade at all. Start by deciding what you want to be known for. Power respects clarity. Choose 3 words that define your public image and let every action strengthen them. If you want to be known as reliable, never miss a deadline. If you want to be known as dangerous, never let disrespect slide. If you want to be known as excellent, never deliver average work. Consistency is the builder of reputation. One great act means nothing if followed by 10 careless ones. People remember patterns. They trust paths. Show them the same person every single time until your name becomes the same as your chosen traits. This is branding at its most basic level. You are the product. Your reputation is the packaging. Make it impossible to ignore. Protect your reputation with smart aggression when needed. Do not let lies spread unchallenged. Do not allow small disrespects to pile up into seen weakness. Handle threats early and decisively. Machiavelli warned that injuries should either be avoided completely or avenged completely. Halfway actions invite more attacks. When someone harms your name, make the cost clear, not through petty revenge, but through smart response that restores your standing and discourages future attackers. Silence is not always golden. Sometimes silence signals permission. Know the difference and act accordingly. Equally important is the company you keep publicly. Who you're with shapes what people think. Stand beside winners and their shine reflects on you. Stand beside fools and their shadow covers you. Be ruthless about who you are seen with, who you support, and who you allow into your visible world. This is not shallow. This is survival. The court of public opinion judges quickly and forgets slowly. Give them only the evidence that helps you rise. Control the story. Manage the image. Leave nothing to chance. Finally, understand that reputation builds over time. Every kept promise adds interest. Every delivered result builds worth. Every year of steady excellence multiplies your worth exponentially. Patient people become legends. Reckless people become cautionary tales. Choose your path today because your name will echo long after your voice falls silent. Make that echo thunderous. Make it undeniable. Make it untouchable. The change begins now. You have heard the rules. You have learned the strategies. You have seen the mindset that separates the powerful from the powerless. But knowledge without action is worthless. Information without doing is entertainment. And you did not come here to be entertained. You came here to transform. So, let me ask you directly, what will you do tomorrow that you did not do yesterday? What weakness will you face? What skill will you sharpen? What relationship will you check? What silence will you practice? What boundary will you enforce? These are not pretend questions. These are the questions that separate the person you are from the person you are meant to become. Machiavelli did not write for dreamers. He wrote for doers. He wrote for people willing to face uncomfortable truths and act on them without hesitation. Be that person starting now, starting today, starting with the very next decision you make. Understand that change is not a single event. It is a series of choices repeated until they become who you are. You will not wake up powerful tomorrow. You will wake up slightly more disciplined, slightly more aware, slightly more strategic. And those slight improvements built up over months and years will create a version of you that current you cannot even imagine. This is the path. There are no shortcuts. There are no secrets hidden from you. The secret is consistency. The secret is constant execution when motivation fades. The secret is choosing the hard path so many times that it becomes your default. Most people will hear these words and feel inspired for an hour. Then they will return to their old patterns, their old circles, their old excuses. Do not be most people. Be the exception that proves the rule. Be the unusual one that rises while others sink. The world will not make this easy for you. It will test your determination daily. Old friends will mock your ambition. Comfort will tempt you back to being average. Failure will whisper that you should quit. Ignore them all. These are the trials that create untouchable people. Every setback is a lesson. Every enemy is a teacher. Every obstacle is an opportunity to prove your commitment to your own growth. Embrace the resistance. It is the very thing that builds your strength. Iron does not become steel without fire. Diamonds do not form without pressure. Neither will you. From this moment forward, carry yourself differently. Speak with intention. Move with purpose. Guard your time like treasure and your reputation like armor. Let no one define your value but you. Let no situation control your emotions. Let no failure become your identity. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are the unstoppable force moving toward mastery, power, and freedom. This is your birthright. Claim it without apology. Now, I want to hear from you. If this message reached your core, if you felt something shift inside you, prove it. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I am becoming untouchable." Let that statement be your first public act of transformation. Speak it into existence. Let the algorithm witness your commitment. Let other warriors see they are not alone on this path. And if this content added value to your journey, hit the like button with conviction. Subscribe so you never miss another weapon for your arsenal. Turn on notifications so you are always first to receive the knowledge that others will sleep on. Share this video with one person who needs to hear it. One person who is ready to rise. We are building an army of strategic minds here. An empire of untouchable people. You are now part of it. Welcome to your new beginning. Now go and conquer.